Welcome, flatulent prospectors, to Geek Salad's retro movie reviews. From the Geek Salad podcast, I'm Andy,
and I'm Mike. And you have saved my life. I am eternally grateful.
And tonight we continue upon the PIXAR train, which let's get this out in the open right now. Chances are, if we didn't have a current movie or whatever to talk about tonight, very nice you're wearing your shirt. It's too cold down here. I am.
Well, that's why I have the vest here.
Okay, I'm wearing 4 layers right now. It's too cold.
Yeah, it is.
Back to what I was saying. Yes, if there isn't something current that we're like, we got to talk about this, we're going to give you a PIXAR movie until we finish the PIXAR movies, which. Sure that we'll. This is our Disney. This is already our Disney April, by the way. We've got 4 PIXAR movies that we can talk about in the month of April. Technically, it counts, right?
Yeah, and then we get into the PIXAR shorts.
Yeah. Oh God, it's far too many.
Yeah.
Even though it wouldn't be a bad idea, maybe to do one of our favorites.
Ooh, I can think of a couple.
Yeah, me too. So anyway, yes, we are here tonight to talk about the 1999 PIXAR release, Toy Story 2, directed by John Lasseter.
Lasseter, yeah.
Lasseter, what the hell?
Combination of John Ratzenberger and John Lasseter.
You may as well be the same person, right? And yeah. When did you first see this movie? What was your first experience?
Probably about maybe, if I had to guess, maybe 9 years ago.
Okay.
One of the times I was actually flying out to visit Jonna, and I mentioned I had never seen it, so she showed it to me.
Oh, interesting. This was definitely theatrical release for me. I saw it twice in the theater. I saw this with my friend Steve. It's also the first time that my cell phone ever went off in a movie. And now, keep in mind, my cell phone was like in this gigantic club.
1999.
In my pocket, 1999, like the Sprint PCS phone that, if I was getting mugged, club them with it. It went off, and I had the wherewithal to just silence it immediately because even back in 1999, I was not an asshole at the movies with my cell phone. And then actually, this was one of the first dates that Autumn and I went on.
Oh, nice!
Yeah, to see this.
You took her to see theaters?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And yeah, this is a. I like. You know what? I'll go on record to say I like this one the best out of all the Toy Story movies.
I mean, Toy Story 3 is a hard act to follow, though.
Well, the thing with Toy Story 3 is, and obviously we can talk about that more when we get to it, but Toy Story 3 hits a lot of emotional buttons.
Yeah.
This one, Toy Story 2 fine-tunes the characters better than Toy Story 1 was, let's see if we can do this.
Yeah.
Toy Story 2, very similar like to Shrek 2. We've established
oh, come on. It is a lot better than Shrek 2.
Of course it's a lot better than Shrek 2. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that in terms of when you compare the original, especially something that like really launched the studio. Toy Story 1 was definitely let's see if we can do this. Now that we've done it, let's fine tune it.
Yeah, that's
this one hits more emotional beats. It hits more character beats. The story itself is a lot more fun.
And they've definitely fine-tuned a lot of the animation. Like, I mean, Andy still looks pretty much the same.
Humans took a while. Like, Boo in Monsters, Inc. is a progression of how much in the 2-year span between these movies, that movie and this movie, that their human designs got.
And Kurt is watching. Hey, Kurt.
Hey, Kurt, how you doing?
And he says Toy Story 2 is like Terminator 2, where it improves the story of Wood and Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. And they're all going to, and they're all coming from the future.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, for me, Andy still looks pretty much the same, but the dog looks fantastic. And I mean, Al actually looks pretty good as well. Alec and the Fixer both look actually remarkably better. So I'm kind of surprised that they didn't improve Andy's design at all.
Yeah, I have a feeling because Andy doesn't really feature that much into this one, especially considering in terms of screen time, Andy gets most of his stuff in one.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I thought Al looked pretty good. I mean, obviously the whole thing is getting the toys to look right, look more plastic, and look more artificial.
Mm.
And I really appreciate that. I appreciate a lot about this movie. That's not this constant hammering of, when am I going to be left alone? When are they going to dispose of me? When are they going to dispose of me? It only really happens when you get into Jesse's story.
Yeah.
And can I tell you how much I love Joan Cusack in these movies?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jesse is absolutely a fantastic new character for this one. Although I will admit that her scene, I think it could have been cut down.
Which scene is that?
The when somebody loves you.
Oh, you kidding me? Oh my God, I love that.
I actually
about that the song.
I had to skip through that scene a bit. I literally just finished watching it. Like as Andy texted me to start this thing up, the credits were rolling, and I actually had to skip through that scene a little bit because I get what they were doing. It's just it's too much for me. It's too much.
Another credit sequence with bloopers.
Yeah, I like those bloopers too.
Yeah, I really enjoy those. But I just feel like that entire scene is really what humanizes this movie versus the first one.
Well, it definitely humanizes Jessie because up until that point, she is really not a likable character.
No, it's not so much. I don't know if it's so much that she's not likable. It's just that she's been kind of brainwashed into thinking that the only life she has is in this Japanese toy museum. And if once you kind of reveal really how awful Stinky Pete is, that it's definitely he's putting words into her ears, and,
right? Yeah, But until you find that out, she really, I mean, basically, she is the antagonist of this movie until it's revealed what Stinky Pete's been doing.
Yeah, exactly. But you understand why.
Yeah,
you understand why she's doing it. It is interesting about the whole going into the box thing, which becomes a bigger deal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's gonna have to be shipped, and she's just very like that neuroses actually comes across into some of the Toy Story shorts.
No,
that follow. There's the Toy Story of horror, also on Disney Plus, and that's her big thing is that she's actually got to get herself wrapped into a box in order to save everybody. I just think that montage is fantastic because it's well shot. And this is pre using the song "Eyes of the Angel" to make you feel bad about abused animals. So getting Sarah McLachlan to do that was it's a phenomenal. It really is a really good blend of things, and the fact that it feeds in to the fact that Jesse's owner is probably Andy's mom.
Yeah. Is Sarah McLachlan any relation to Kyle McLachlan?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Yeah, no, she's Canadian. He's from Iowa or something like that.
Yeah, I've always just wondered that.
No, it's a common name. It's a common name.
Really? I don't know. I don't know too many. How
many Scots do you really know, though?
Probably not a whole lot.
Well, with Canadians also, I know like a lot of especially in Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia is New Scotland.
Oh, okay, cool.
There you go. You learned something today, Mike.
Yeah, I still don't know any McLachlans. That song.
Exactly. It's the way. It's just like when I say either Lenny or Zoe Kravitz.
Kravitz.
So, but back on to Toy Story 2.
Yes.
Yeah, this movie it's funny because there is no way that the story of a bunch of toys walking to anywhere overnight should work, and for some, you just buy into it completely the entire time.
Especially the scene where they're crossing the street.
Yeah, no way that really happens. How do the rules not fit in there at some point? I mean, is it just that they like a person can't give eye contact? Is it a conscious decision by the toys? If they don't see the toy, but they can see something that the toy is moving, does that not count? Is it just their presence? I don't know these things.
I think I think it has to be a conscious decision by the toy.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if everybody saw like a bunch of toys just walking around, then there'd be mass destruction.
Probably. And this, you know what? I really appreciate the fact that Pixar has never given us a backstory as to why are the toys alive. This isn't like a DC movie where we have to watch Bruce's parents get gunned down every single time.
Wait. Bruce's parents were killed?
Yeah.
What the hell? Did I miss that?
Oh.
But anyway.
Yeah, anywho. No, I really enjoy that. My favorite part of this entire movie, though, is the part where they're in the toy store. And first of all, I love the fact that Al's Toy Barn is the Pixar font. Not the Pixar font, the Toy Story font.
Yeah.
They're two different things. As the person who does our YouTube tiles knows, there are two very specific types of font. One of them does not work well for doing this, for doing what we do. No. But just going through the toy aisle, the fact that Rex has that gamer strategy guide, because that was such a 90s thing.
You can't beat the game without buying the guide. This is a ripoff. It's just extortion.
Did you ever have any of those guides?
I don't think I ever actually bought one. Oh wait, no, I did get some, but I think I only got the ones that came free with the game. Yeah, occasionally when you bought a game, you got
they gave you the guide for free. Yeah, no, yeah. I've owned two in my life. I owned the one for Parasite Eve and the one for the original Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I think I've looked through them and to find out like certain parts.
Yeah,
but it was about that time that GameFAQs.com came around, so
yeah,
I started getting into that instead.
You and your cute dial-up internet. But yeah, the whole thing of the toy, like the Barbies. The Barbies were one of the best bits of this because they really pull the curtain back when they get to the Buzz Lightyear aisle. Because short-sighted toy buyers didn't see the need in 1995 to stock up. So now it's peg warmers. Complete shelf warmers of Buzz Lightyears.
They even mentioned like a shortage of toys at the time.
And actually, I believe they called them short-sighted toy buyers.
Yeah, and
they didn't realize how big. That's very true. They had no idea how big that movie was going to be, and it makes a lot of sense now if you want to take recent history. Frozen, exactly. Nobody knew how popular Frozen was going to be, so you had to wait until Christmas 2014 to get any of those.
And Kurt also brings up another part in that Toy Story.
Pop that up on the screen.
I don't. Can I?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I didn't realize I could do that. I learned
this on Retro Records that we can do this because I've been producing that show.
I didn't notice the Jurassic Park reference in the scene where Rex is chasing down the toy car and you see him in the mirror getting closer to the car. I just noticed that
are closer than they appear.
Yeah, I just noticed that one today as well.
That's awesome. I love that. It really is a clever reference. And
I also like the dueling Buzz Lightyears.
Yes, that was great. And I love Zurg. First of all, Zurg would be a great toy just because all he does is he just shoots those little balls. Speaking of Zurg, that scene at the very beginning when Rex was playing the video game.
Oh yeah.
And he just shows up and just Zurg blows up everything like from the waist up.
And it's revealed, it's a video game. And Rex is playing.
Well, I've always loved that about the Toy Story movies is that they always bring in. It always opens with some kind of fantasy play.
And not only is it a video game, it's a Super Nintendo game.
Yes.
Which, of course, they couldn't call a Super Nintendo.
Right, of course not. Of course not. It's just funny because at that point, the N64 been out for what, 2 years?
99?
2 or 3 years, I think. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
One of the few Nintendo consoles I never owned.
Yeah, I never had Nintendo. Actually, the first Nintendo console I had was the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, yeah. I never owned the SNES, never owned the N64. Had everything else, though.
Yeah, the SNES came out in 91. So, yeah.
Well, the SNES came out in 91. I was asking about the N64.
Yeah. Well, I was... Jeez, it's so hard to find them. There's so many things here.
I know.
Yeah, you keep talking. I'll find
All right. So another cool thing and a nice little trivia fact about this movie is that this was originally supposed to be a direct-to-video release.
Yeah, I did know about that.
And the interesting thing is, you know what turned their changed their minds about it?
Yeah.
The dog.
You know what?
That dog doesn't look great by today's standards. But
I don't. It actually it does look pretty good.
I think it looks okay. They're still doing computer animation that major studios can't do now. We're talking about something that is 21 years old. But that dog they looked at that and says, "This is too good. Here, please take more money. We're releasing this theatrically."
The N64 had been out for 3 years.
Okay. So 96. Good to know. Good to know.
So, yeah, like September of 96.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, it is interesting that this is one of those movies that really it got a second chance, and because of that, it launched the franchise. If this movie were released direct to video, what do you think the chances are we would have gotten a Toy Story 3?
Probably slim to none, honestly. And I mean, like, especially knowing that it was originally designed as a direct to video, watching that end sequence in the airport, I was just like, there's no way this would have been done in direct to video. This is too much.
They were early enough in production that they dumped all the money into it. This is budgeted like a major animated motion picture, but initially they were working on the character stuff. It was going to be a direct to video back in VHS, back in the Disney VHS days. Maybe if you were lucky, you could have gotten on Disney DVD for those 5 awful releases that they had. Then they just yanked. It's like special features. It's got a case.
It's got a French vocal track, doesn't it?
That was the extra feature on my Tarzan DVD. Yes. I bought around the same time as this.
Yeah, this one ended up having a budget of $90 million.
Yeah. Because they looked at that, they looked at the dog and said, "All right, you guys are putting way too much effort in this. We can't afford. We would never make our money back with this as a direct-to-video launch. Make it a movie. We'll make our money that way." And honestly, again, it's a better movie than the first Toy Story, in my opinion. But yeah,
I think. If you take nostalgia of the first movie out of it, I don't think anyone can argue that this is not a superior movie to Toy Story 1.
Yeah, the story is just deeper. The voices. I mean, we've only talked. Tom Hanks and Buzz Lightyear. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen have great voice characterizations. They've really, they're dyed in the wool at this point. And the returning cast: Don Rickles, John Ratzenberger,
Wallace Shawn.
Yeah, Wallace Shawn really got a chance to shine in this movie.
Oh yeah,
I love when they do more with Rex. Like I said, I mentioned Joe Cusack earlier. It's funny because there is a girl who works at my local grocery store who sounds exactly like Joan Cusack, and it's just it's uncanny. And then Kelsey Grammer as Stinky Pete. Which
Yeah.
is great. He's great. I've always loved his voice. There was that scene though, in the deleted scenes, in the bloopers with the Barbies, and it's like, ugh. 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 No, Lupita.
Oh, you'll like her. She's an artist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, especially 1999, he is at the height of Frasier power at this point.
Yeah, he was. Frasier been on for like 5 years at that point.
Yeah, so he's probably already like 2 or 3 Emmys in the bag.
So yeah. It was very refreshing to hear him do voice work, and he's one of those guys that would do a lot of voice work. He voiced a character in Anastasia.
Oh yeah,
Christopher Lloyd was Rasputin. I almost thought it was Rasputin, but it's Christopher Lloyd who was Rasputin.
Yeah. No, that was definitely Christopher Lloyd. I don't think I've ever actually seen all of Anastasia.
Suncoast. But the other cool thing, I got nothing right now. I got nothing. I'm gonna go upstairs and have some whiskey soon. The other thing about this movie that really kind of like really felt like I could sink into it was the fact that it's about a toy collector, and I've got this meager little thing here. However, I hung around a lot of toy enthusiasts and collectors. I collected Toy Fair magazine, which was like my big window into toy buying and collecting and selling and all that. And so I kind of felt like a kinship with, I knew people like Al, and a lot of them came into Suncoast. A lot of them came into the video store. So, we had that.
Yeah. I've got a couple of still in the box toys.
Tchotchkes. These are tchotchkes. They're primarily all, Funkos. Even though I didn't put out any of my Mystery Men action figure. I'm gonna have to do that at some point.
Ooh. Shame.
I am shocked as you. I am as shocked as you. I remember when I did. I actually guest hosted on Verbal Diorama. For that, I was sending her pictures like, this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing it, because I have like every one of the action figures from Mystery Men. So I'll put that up at some point.
Hey, but you played with them. You made them you loved them.
I was 26, 7. What was I? 27 years old when those guys they came out. So yeah, sure, I was playing with them. Yeah. It's so sad. I can't remember how old I was.
But I think another benefit of this movie over the first one is the fact that now Woody and Buzz have this relationship, and you get it right in the first like 5 minutes. It's a very established relationship, and it's a very good relationship.
It's no longer antagonistic, and that was something that got. And I know that that's what scuttled the initial story of the first Toy Story, is that Woody was supposed to be a complete asshole.
Yeah.
So getting away from that, sure, we got to sit through 3 different renditions of "You Got a Friend in Me." Even though I will admit, I love the one that Squeaky does.
No.
With Bob Goulet.
Yeah.
As the voice of.
Does he sing "You Got a Friend in Me"?
You got a friend. Yeah, he does.
Oh, okay.
And in fact,
and even Tom Hanks sings a version.
That's right, he does. That's at during the Woody's Roundup. But the thing is with it's Squeaker, right? Squeaky.
Yeah, Squeaky.
Yeah.
No, Wheezy.
Wheezy. That's right. Sorry. At Disney's Hollywood Studios on the Slinky Dog Dash roller coaster, he actually is there with the little portable microphone.
Well, if you walk through Mickey's Filler Magic, just the entry hallway, they have all those posters, and one of them is Wheezy.
Wheezy.
Yeah, it's Weezer. Wheezy sing Weezer. Imagine that in your nightmares tonight.
Oh man. I mean, all in all, I love this. I do love this movie. More so, I mean, more so than more so than any of the other Toy Story movies. I still have my. We're not in my preferred era of Pixar yet. We will get there soon.
Yeah.
We do have a few movies to get through first.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love this movie.
Yeah, I would say this is really kind of where they're finding their groove, but they really haven't started doing the heavy hitting emotional punches yet. I mean, they're starting to dabble a little bit, but yeah, give them another 5-6 years, and then they'll start being in about to like mid 2000s is when Pixar really becomes the anyone grown adults will be weeping openly in this theaters at these movies.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what the first one after Cars was. It was Ratatouille. Ratatouille does not make me cry.
No.
Neither does Wall-E. It makes me like happy and emotional. It's Up. It's 10 years after this movie comes after Toy Story 2 comes out. Up is what makes you cry. I can't wait to talk about that one.
Oh, the first 5 minutes is just the biggest emotional gut punch you could ever expect. Yeah, and I mean, The Incredibles.
But we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Yeah, The Incredibles doesn't have that emotion. I mean, it has some factors, but it doesn't really.
No. The Incredibles is the end of the first era.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're all bookended by Cars movies.
They are.
Cars movies is the shim that you put in there to make things level.
So you're saying
all my father-in-law taught me, and what's that?
You're saying that all of Pixar is resting on Cars?
No. It's just that you need it to level out stuff. You can't have amazing stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So
true.
Yeah, that's all I really got about Toy Story 2. How about you?
I didn't realize that Zurg is Buzz's father.
No.
And at the end, no, I'm gonna play some ball with my dad. I have a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
Good throw, Buzzy. Poof. I
just love that every single one of the Buzz Lightyears firmly believe that they are the real Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
So,
also the fact that when Buzz says goodbye to the other Buzz, he does the live long and prosper.
Nice.
Just noticed that one today.
So yeah. So what are your thoughts on Toy Story 2? Is this one of your favorites? Where does this rank in your list of favorite Toy Story movies? Don't forget, leave a kind, polite comment below and let us know. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We do new stuff twice a week now. We are up to twice a week now. Every week you'll get a retro movie review like this one here, and on another alternating day you will get our retro record reviews.
Mm-hmm.
So lots to discuss there.
Plus, and something big coming up.
Yes. Mike and I host a little podcast called Geek Salad. This week we return to the studio. And thank you to all of our Twitter followers who have already gotten back to us on this. But we are talking about the music of 1991. I know. It's crazy, isn't it?
Very much so.
It is. So we're going to be talking all about the top of the charts, some other singles, some albums. It's a 2-part episode you are not going to want to miss. And you can get the information when that comes out by following us on Twitter at Geek Salad Radio or on Facebook at Geek Salad Podcast. Also, the lovely Mike here is demonstrating our swag. You can get us at TeePublic, keyword Geek Salad Podcast, and get our t-shirts, coffee mugs, PPE, blankets, throw pillows, you name it. Eventually, I got to get the other guys. I got to build Funkos for the other guys or find a new logo. We've expanded so much.
Yes.
So I think I got everything down. So until next time, I'm Andy.
I'm Mike.
You got a friend in us, and go forth and nerdful. We'll talk to you later.